Hello everybody. Welcome to another flight in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So, it's been a while since I've done a trip, a flight. I think it's probably about early over a week. But yeah, so today we're flying from Chile, Santiago I believe, to Colombia, Bogota. And we are in this very beautiful livery, Latam livery, which is um, just give me a second. So basically, it's the new livery. So I think it was a merger because I believe before it was called LAN, but they merged and they changed it all to Latam. But they've got a nice little tail view here. I love the design at the back. It's sort of equivalent to the house call for sorry, it's the house call for or delivery call. I forgot what the word is for the A350, and it's supposed to sort of mimic the carbon fiber meshing. I think that's what it's called. But yeah, I love that. Love the design. Love the tail. Now this is, I'd have to add this that this is actually fictional livery. I don't think they actually Latam on A350 yet, but I'm guessing quite soon they probably might do. But we are in the 900 version, which is the A350-900. And yeah, I saw this livery and fell in love, and just want to push it a little bit more before we get inside and continue programming the MCDU. It's getting a bit noisy, so let me go back in here. Just do a quick test. Just give me a second. Okay, so quick audio test. Seems to be quite good. Might have to just reduce the same volume, and let's get to some of the microphone settings too. Alright, so microphones have been reduced at around 50, that's fine. Okay, and you always have to do audio settings here, it's quite annoying. For whatever reason, my GSX audio seems to be very low. So I think there's something wrong with it. Let's check. Let's double check and make sure it's I can fix it. But I'm gonna reduce the mic just a tad, and yeah, I have no idea. Let me see if I can disable that, because I am having some issues with the yeah, sometimes having issues. I don't know what's wrong, but I can't seem to hear GSX at all. But anyway, let me just continue with the flight, and sec. I'm gonna put back into the sim because I'm actually got some other windows open. So there we go. So that's that. So as you can see, most of everything is done. We've got a few passengers boarding at the moment, probably about, yeah, just the last bit of cargo is being loaded now, and we can continue programming the FMC or MCDU. So taking off runway 35 left, and we're using the DILOC SID. That's that. So we're gonna go to arrival, expected runway 40 right, I believe. Let's have a look. 40 right, yes, and we're using the EGP. Okay, let's get. I don't know if it's Zulu. I'll always use Zulu anyway, or Z. So we're gonna be using the. For this one start, I'll be using EGP 4E. So EGP 4E. I'm not sure which via at the moment. Let's see if I can. It's going to be quite a messy approach. But let me see. We've got ABL, which is, I think it's going to be that. Latam? No. So could be ABL. No. Might be ABL because I can sort of fix it using that. What I could do. Let's increase actually. Let's see the range a bit. ABL. So ABL takes us a little bit out of the way, but it would be better if we had to fix the approach. So I think it's Volume. So Volume is way up there, and Amos. So I'm gonna go with Amos for now. We're gonna insert and just quickly go through the steps, go through the waypoints and see if everything is okay, while also checking for any gaps in the flight plan. Now the flight itself is roughly about 5 hours, so I'm going to, with time compression, probably about 2.5 hours, depending on if the sim crashes or not. Yeah, so as you can see here, this is sort of the approach I want to go for. So what I could do is delete some of these waypoints, and so like Volex, so I could get rid of this one, delete Volex, delete Egbu. I think it's all the ones to be BO 846, sorry. So get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of this discontinuity, insert, and you can see it's a slightly better approach. So let me add the fixes so we can get some clue of where we're going to be and which phase of flight. So SCL, and we're going to put a 10 nautical mile ring around the airport. And then fix number 2, we're going to add the arrival fixes. So SKBO. Now I must add that this is actually the first time I've actually flown from these two airports, so it's going to be something new for me, and it's a completely new airport, completely new approach. But we've got about 14 passengers left to board, but for now, okay. So we're going to add 20-kilometer or 20 nautical mile ring around arrival airport. SKBO. And then SKBO, and that's that. So as you can see, we've got a slightly better view of the approach. We've got a very long I'm quite happy with this approach. It's going to take us a little bit to the left of our expected airport, but we can actually shorten it if we do need to. But I'll keep the turn into final just about 20 kilometers out. So that's that done. So back to init. fuel and payload. Let me get the zero fuel weight 187. Block fuel. Just double check with the let's have a look. I think it's this one here. Block fuel. Sorry, that's not that. We're looking a little bit further down. So block fuel or estimated fuel is 38.7 kilograms. So I think the GSX is still loading the fuel. Yeah, they are still loading the fuel. But let me so all this does that, I don't know why, but anyway. So let's go to ground, and we want the load sheet here. There we go. So 38.7 is the expected fuel. 38.7 38.7, and passengers is going to be 310. I think we have loaded all the passengers. Let me see. So catering complete, boarding is complete, so we've got 310 passengers on board. And then we need to just find the zero fuel weight. So as you can see, GSX is now loading up the fuel. So it won't take that long to it won't take that long. So $34, $36. Okay, while that's doing that, I can go to the next one, which is performance. Actually, we have to wait for fuel to be done before we get to the performance, but I'm happy to start loading up. So we're gonna kick the ground crew. So where is it? So I'm gonna go here. So operate stairs, and we're gonna operate the jetway as well, so that will also close the main cabin doors. Alright, so as they're leaving, what you can do also is start the APU. So master switch, start switch. You can now turn on the fuel pumps, and we'll wait for the APU to come to be available. Turn on the electronics, start smoking, and seatbelt sign. Alright, go to ground, and we are going to close this bulk cargo door, and that's everything. And I'm going to arm all the doors as well. So still waiting for the fuel, which I think has been loaded, which is good. So it's going to go that, enter 31, center of gravity is 31.5. That should give us the trim as well, but I'm not sure. So yeah, so refueling is complete, and eco mode, that's fine. So let's go to the next one. So back to the init page. Takeoff reference is where we need to be now. So we're going to go to where is it? Takeoff performance. Sync with FMS, sorry, and then we're going to sync that as well. So it's going to be winds 30 at 7, outside temperature 10, QNH 20.2, condition dry, icing not required, but the temperatures are quite low, so we are going to need icing, so icing engine and wing, just because of how low the temperatures are. The takeoff weight is 225.7, config flap 1, air condition on, standard, thrust, flex. So that's fixed, and then you can now compute sensor FMS. APU is now available. I can now turn on the APU bleed, turn off the ground, and we should also be able to disengage the ground as well. So go to ground. So GPU chunks can come off, and we're good to go. Yeah. Okay. So confirm. Thrust is 31.7, so it should be fine. There's everything there. We could add the destination weather, but we don't need that yet, just as we've got a long way to travel. But I'll do that, and hopefully it doesn't change too much. So temperatures in Colombia are 18, or Bogota are 18 degrees Celsius. Visibility is over 10 kilometers, so that's good. The winds 130 at 7 knots, so we've got 7 knot winds. QNH is 1029. So all this kind of stuff I can find. Meta, I think it's metataf.com. So if you do need one, it's a very good one. It does have like visual graphics as well with counters and temperatures and things like that. So it's actually quite highly recommended. Alright, so with that, I believe we have configured the aircraft. Let's turn on the transponder, TRA, red addition, tilt above. That should, yeah, okay. So cockpit preparation, landing gear pins and covers removed, fuel quantity in kilograms check, which is 38.7. Barometer reference is 1020. Cockpit preparation checklist complete. So now we can go to the before start. So parking brake set, speed and thrust both set, sliders armed. Now turn on the beacon lights, and NWS disconnect. So I didn't get most of that, so never mind. So the next checklist should be the okay. So after start checklist should be the next next checklist. So we're going to center ourselves on the map here and get a better view of our way out. So with that, I can now go to charts, so we know where we're going, and from this side I'm going to have en route. Actually, I'll have en route on, so let's do this actually this way. So that, and I'm going to have the SID. Okay, so DILC is our departure. Here we go. So it should be our departure there. So I'm going to have that on that side. I'm going to have en route, but I'm going to use this a bit because I do need to see where we are. So I'm happy to get going. Quick view, quick look around, and app is good. It should be arriving somewhere in the dark, but hopefully time compression doesn't mess that up. I don't know why they haven't managed to sort of I don't know why they haven't managed to fix that, but anyway. So nose, so we're departing. I forgot where is it. So we're departing this runway here, so we're going to use nose to the right. Alright, these bracket brakes. Okay, quick look to the left, quick look to the right. This should be good to start the engines. So start switch to ignition, and we're gonna select engine number 2 to start first. Alright, should stop here. Time's still going though. I wait till we stop before I start engine number 1. Alright, set parking brake, back to the front, and we'll start engine number 1.
Raptor Bravo 4 Lima Golf Heavy
Okay,
with Yankee.
requesting for taxi clear.
Departure to the north.
So the engine is still coming to life. Alright, so back to the front. Just gonna wait for this engine to stabilize, engine number 1, then we will actually while that's happening, I'm gonna arm the spoilers, set flaps 1, and engine number 1 is stable, so we've got 2 good starts. Turn off engine bleed, engine master, kick away GSX, and before the tug is removed, or before we start to check the flight controls, we have to wait for the tug to disconnect. So the auto brakes onto RTO, unlocking gear. Alright, so we can now wait for cabin to get ready. So cabin is ready. I'll wait for cabin to get ready actually still. Right. Okay. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Full up. down, neutral, rudder, full left, full right, neutral. So we can now continue with the checklist. So after start checklist, icing, turn icing on, wings and engines, because the temperature is below 10 degrees. Flight control done, ground clearance, checklist complete. Taxi, flaps on, radar is on. We can now check TO config. I'll start switch to normal. Let's get TO config. So I think we've missed a step somewhere, but it's not a problem. So we're clear for that. We can now turn on the taxi lights, probably turn on the wing lights as well. Quick look around, because we do need to perform a brake test. That's why TO config is not. Check around, and let's release the brakes and start rolling. Alright, quick brake test. Pedal pressed. And we can now select TO config. So I don't know why TO config is not. So I'm going to take this left, I think. It's the next one. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope. So we'll have to wait. Find out why TO config is not. A little bit of power so we can take this turn smoothly. Alright, so all's good up there. Turn on the compass lighting. Alright, so let me try that again. Alright, cabin is ready. TO config normal, so that's taxi checklist complete. So next check it, that's the departure checklist. Runway, flap set, takeoff speed, FCU. Alright, and then it's going to be the lineup checklist. Going to be the next. Take this and we can actually take off straight away, but hold the hold point and request the alright, so lineup checklist, cabin ready, takeoff runway on site, packs 1 and 2 set, checklist complete. Alright. Alright, so turn on the strobe lights and let's request takeoff clearance. Tower request.
Santiago Tower, loose Raptor Bravo 4 Lima Golf Heavy, ready for north departure at runway 35 left.
Alright, so got clearance. Turn on the landing lights, release the brakes, let's start rolling and get ready for departure. So I'm gonna start the Alright, so quick look left to left. Now I'm coming in because I've not been paying attention to the ATC chatter. Apply a little bit of power, start the clock, and it's going to be a rolling takeoff. Okay, what we can also do is get rid of these Alright, so nice quick look to the left again. Got some hills, mountains around us, so it should be fine. It shouldn't impede our departure or get in the way of our departure. There's someone on the runway, so I'm going to have to wait until they've exited before Alright, so apply power just a little bit to around about 50%. There it's spool. Manflex SRS and runway. A little bit of forward pressure. Keep my hand on the throttle as I accelerate. 80 knots. V1, rotate. Once you're ready to climb, gear up. Got 12 knot winds. Giving us a bit of a hard time climbing out, but I'm going to maintain runway heading. Alright, can now hand over to autopilot. Autopilot 1 is on.
Santiago Tower, loose Raptor Bravo 4 Lima Golf Heavy, continue for north
Disarm the spoilers, big power to climb. Alright, so
Santiago Tower,
we can now
Raptor Bravo 4 Lima Golf Heavy, frequency change.
retract the flaps.
Santiago Center, loose Raptor Bravo 4 Lima Golf Heavy is type 3 miles east of Sierra Charlie Kilo Lima, 3,700 feet. Request flight following.
Alright, so continue our climb and accelerate. Change the view a bit so we get a nice little view of the our flight path. So there's a lot of hills on the way, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. quite bad weather as well, so I'm going to switch actually. I'll have first off, I'll have the weather and I'll have the terrain data, because yeah, there's a lot of it's quite a messy area. Not only is the weather quite worrisome, but also the terrain.
Santiago Center, Loose Raptor Bravo 4
Take a
Lima
shallow
Golf
right turn here
2 miles
as we
west
continue
of
our
Sierra
climb.
Charlie 7 Juliet Papa, 4,400 feet. Request IFR to El Dorado, ready to copy.
So there's not after takeoff checklist, but just have to make sure everything is done anyway. Ooh, got some paper there. Alright, transition altitude, parameter set to standard. So I'm still climbing. It's a very beautiful view. Beautiful view. Now I'm gonna fly into some rain clouds. I love climbing and flying into a cloud. It's quite an amazing view. There we go. Got some rain. I think we need the wipers, just don't really need the wipers to be honest, but it's nice for a little bit of realism. So I'm going to keep the icing system on for both the wings and the engines. And we've nicely into the cloud zone, so what I'll do is turn the wipers off. I'm just about to get climb over 10,000 feet, and that I mean that we can now turn off the external lights at wings. So take off, landing lights and wing lights can now come off. I'm going to keep the icing on just until we clear these clouds, because we could get some frosting or some icing on the clouds, sorry, in the wings. So I'm going to dip our nose just a little bit while we start climbing, also while we start accelerating, but then we'll shortly lift the nose again and continue our climb. Alright, so having issues with the ATC, let me fix that.
Descend and maintain 10,000 feet. Loose Raptor Bravo 4 Lima Golf Heavy.
Let's fix that. It's ATC.
Loose Raptor Bravo 4 Lima Golf Heavy. Request 15,000 feet.
So that's our path. Rather slight.
Loose Raptor Bravo 4 Lima Golf Heavy.
We cleared to 15,000.
Santiago Center, Loose Raptor Bravo 4 Lima Golf Heavy.
Alright, let me see if I can fix this flight plan a bit. Okay, that sent to ACC and avionics, and there we go, over the clouds. Nice little climb out. I like the, didn't get too much of the ground, but I love the view though. I love the
Climb and maintain 15,000 feet. Expect flight level 250. Loose Raptor Bravo 4 Lima Golf Heavy. Santiago Center. Loose Raptor Bravo 4 Lima Golf Heavy request destination change
so
to El Dorado.
got a nice little view here. Sun dipping over to our left. Nice little view over the clouds. Beautiful. Alright, we can now turn off the icing system. Put electronics and spark sign to auto.
Turn left heading tree 0. Climb and maintain flight level tree 90. Loose Raptor Bravo 4 Lima Golf Heavy.
Alright, so with that I can check our flight path. Let's bring up the first officer's screen. So we're still on the Dilco or Dilok. That's it. So just following it a little bit now. So it's just our planes over there. We're nearly reaching the end of the flight plan. So we need to sort something, to sort a little kink here that we've got. So it's Punda. Let's have a look. So it's Pund, Dim, and I want to get rid of Pabos. So I'm going to delete Pabos, delete the gap of discontinuity, and that should fix that a bit. Alright, so none of these work unless you've got Navigraph subscription. So just a little bit over 18,000 feet, and we'll still continue with our flight. I could also get rid of Dimmy. Let's see if that sort of cleans the map just a little bit. So I think I can now get to the next part, because as you can see the clouds are quite thick below us. Just get now and again a nice little peak of the ground, but yeah, the weather doesn't look that good at all. Anyway, let's keep climbing and accelerating. Nice little wallpaper photos here. Let's get one now. Alright, so got to put back in here for a bit. I'm going to turn the mic off, just sort of let the flight do its thing. I'll set the aircraft up for a good view. So as you can see, we've now completed the departure as we've gone past our SID, which is delock. Okay, so I'm trying to think of what. Hold on, let me see what our arrival is like. I'm routing AGP. So AGP is our start at the other end. Alright, so that's going to be that side. I'm going to have so not en route pop charts. I'm trying to think of which one. Oh, here we go, OFB, and then we can now have this a route marked here, then switch over. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. See if there's any step climbs. Yeah, there is a step climb later on. Top climb, so step climb quite a bit away. That I should keep an eye on that because I'm going to be using time compression. So I don't think there's going to be auto step climb, but I'll keep an eye on that. And it shows it's still a bit away anyway. Alright, so with that, I really hope you enjoy the views. As you see, this is a very beautiful scenery here, so if you can see it through my screen, you truly appreciate the beauty that it is. But yeah, over the clouds, 25,000 feet, climbing to 38,000 feet, then later on to 40,000 feet. So yeah, brilliant. Got some clouds above and a lot of cloud below, and looks like it's covering most of the mountains, so we might actually get some turbulence as we're sort of making our way through, because there'll be a lot of updrafts and things like that. So yeah, hopefully passengers don't complain too much and they do sort of follow the landing gear signs, so the seatbelt signs. But yeah, let's keep going. Alright, so the other thing I could do, we can now set that to normal. Okay, I don't have to do anything with that. Close, and then what is that? I was going to do something, but I forgot now. What it is I was going to do, but let's keep climbing anyway. We've got a bit of flying to do. Alright, So when it comes to me, I'll obviously do it, but I should be fine. But yeah, there's a few mountains, hills around us. Really beautiful view, even with the clouds or without the clouds. I suppose at some point I will do this route again. But as mentioned, this is the first time I've done this ever in the history of my flight simulator. I've never really done the Chile to Colombia flights, especially the um, Santiago to Bogota. But yeah, beautiful. Um, Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But I'll leave you guys to it, and I will be back in a bit. Hope you enjoy.
Going to 128.1. Loose Raptor Bravo 4 Lima Golf Heavy. Santiago Center. Loose Raptor Bravo 4 Lima Golf Heavy is passing flight level 290, climbing flight level 390.